Hello students, in the last lecture you have learned about the point form of Ampere circuit law relating to the current density. Now let us learn about the scalar magnetic potential. So we are already familiar with the relationship between scalar electric potential and electric field, that is E is equal to minus del V. So it is tempting to define a scalar magnetic potential such that H is equal to minus del Vm. So same as that of scalar electric potential, right? So now this whatever the scalar electrical potential is there, this must be consistent with Maxwell equation. So therefore cross product of del cross H, that is equal to J. So del of into bracket minus del of Vm. So therefore this is suitable with Maxwell equation, but the curl of gradient of any function is identically 0. So therefore scalar magnetic potential is valid in the regions where the current density is 0, such as in the free space. Okay, so here it should be applicable only to the current density wherever it is 0, right? So we define the scalar magnetic potential with a condition, that is H is equal to minus del Vm, in a condition that is J is equal to 0, right? So here we have discussed about the definition of scalar magnetic potential, that is H is equal to minus del Vm, and it must be consistent with the Maxwell equation. That is what, under the condition that the current density should be 0, at that point we can define the scalar magnetic potential, right? Now what are the further requirements on the scalar magnetic potential? The further requirement on the scalar magnetic potential are, it must also satisfy the other Maxwell equation involving the magnetic field. This is del dot B is equal to mu naught del dot H, means B is nothing but mu naught H, so that should be equal to 0 in free space. So therefore what we can do here, mu naught del dot, so substitute the value of H, that is into bracket minus del of Vm, it is equal to 0. And so the scalar magnetic potential satisfy the Laplace equation. So again with the restriction that current density must be 0. By seeing the above equation, we can define that the scalar magnetic potential will satisfies the Laplace equation, that is del square Vm is equal to 0, under the condition that the current density must be equal to 0. So these are the further requirement of scalar magnetic potential, that is what it needs other Maxwell equations, and also it should satisfy the Laplace equation, right? So next we consider one of the example, that is coaxial transmission line. So you can observe in the figure the coaxial transmission line, that is it is on the xy plane, which is having the radius rho is equal to a, rho is equal to b, and rho is equal to c, and I out with the center conductor current flowing out of the screen. So we have, and it is rotating with the value of pi. So at a point P, which is nothing but equal to rho comma pi by 4 comma 0. So the magnetic flux, that is what magnetic field intensity H is equal to I by 2 pi rho a phi. So thus from this equation we can tell that H is nothing but minus del Vm. So this equation can be written as I by 2 pi rho is equal to minus del Vm at an value of phi. So that is nothing but equal to, again it is simplified, minus 1 by rho dou of Vm divided by dou phi. So after solving, what we can get, the equation is dou of Vm divided by dou phi is equal to minus I by 2 pi. So now from this we can obtain the potential, scalar magnetic potential, that is Vm is equal to minus I divided by 2 pi into phi. So where the integration constant has been set to 0. So why we have taken this example? Because we have derived the scalar magnetic potential for coaxial transmission line. Okay, so using the equation of H, we have determined this scalar magnetic potential, that is Vm. Okay, now next we come to the ambiguities in the scalar potential. So there are some ambiguities in the scalar potential. So same we are going to take the example of coaxial transmission line. So already we have calculated the scalar potential, that is scalar potential is now Vm is equal to minus I by 2 pi phi. Already we have seen the last slide, where potential is 0 whenever at phi value is 0. If phi value is 0, your Vm becomes 0. But at point P is that is phi is equal to pi by 4, the potential is Vmp, that is at phi by 4 is equal to minus I by 8. Right, but as phi increases to phi is equal to 2 pi, what we get is we have returned to the same physical location and the potential has new value of minus I. So if you substitute the value of phi is equal to 2 pi, what happens to the value of Vm is it will become equal to minus I. So that is nothing but what, it has returned to the same physical location where the value is minus I. So in general, the potential at point P will be multi-valued and will acquire a new value after each full rotation in xy plane. So for this purpose we generalize the equation, that is Vmp is equal to I by 2 pi into bracket 2n minus 1 by 4 pi, where n is equal to 0 comma plus or minus 1 comma plus or minus 2 etc. So this is nothing but one of the ambiguity in the scalar potential, that is what we get a generalized equation, that is potential at a point P is a multi-valued. So that is what an ambiguity, right? Overcoming the ambiguity. Now how to overcome this ambiguity, right? So as you consider the same example of coaxial transmission line, so same figure it is utilized here. So you can see in the figure they are telling that barrier at phi is equal to phi, at angle phi, that is equal to pi, right? So overcoming the ambiguity. Now to remove the ambiguity, what we have to do is we have to construct a mathematical barrier at any value of phi. So at any value of phi you have to construct a mathematical barrier. So the angle domain cannot cross this barrier in either direction, and so the potential function is restricted to the angles on either side. Means it is not going to cross any barrier in either direction, so the potential function is restricted to the angles on the either side. So in the present case we choose the barrier at, and that will lie is equal to phi is equal to pi, so that we get the equation of scalar magnetic potential, that is Vm is equal to minus I by 2 pi phi into bracket where phi is nothing but greater than minus pi and less than pi. So the potential at point P is now considered to be as a single valued. That is what, at a point phi is equal to pi by 4 only we get the value of potential, that is Vmp is equal to minus I by 8. So this is how we can overcome the ambiguity for the scalar magnetic potential. So this is what we have discussed about the definition of scalar magnetic potential and what are the ambiguities in the scalar magnetic potential and what is the value of scalar magnetic potential by considering the coaxial transmission line. Also we have discussed how to overcome the ambiguity uh, for the scalar magnetic potential. Thank you.